making a pesto pizza per Matt's request. We'll be making our own whole grain pizza crust that has a secret ingredient of plain Greek yogurt, so it's high protein, and then sauteing some spring veggies, adding some homemade pesto, and goat cheese on top. So this pizza is really all about the crust. It's one of my favorite pizza dough recipes. I've tried it at least 30 times, and it only has 4 ingredients. So it has whole wheat flour. You can also use all-purpose flour or mix in some specialty alternative grains in here. Salt, I've used plain Skyr, but you can also do plain Greek yogurt. Either one works. And then some instant yeast. So you can make the dough with a standing mixer, a food processor, or by hand. I prefer a standing mixer with a dough hook if you have that, but you can do it with any method. And so it'll be 2.5 cups of whole wheat flour, which is, I think, 300 grams. Yep. You could also make double the recipe. So I just added in about 2 cups or 300 grams of the plain Greek yogurt or Skyr. When doing this, you do want to try and get the creamier parts and the less liquidy or watery parts. Avoid that, either skim it off or just avoid it. And then I'm adding in a teaspoon of yeast and a teaspoon of salt, and then I'll be mixing it with the dough hook. So the consistency can be the hardest thing to achieve here. You can see here, like this part is great where there's a clear ball that's sticking together, but then I have some kind of crumblier pieces that are definitely not sticking together. So I'm going to add in about... So the way in which I can tell that the dough is ready is if you look in here, it's all combined into one big ball. I can hear it kind of thumping around inside. There's no crumbs. So I just took out my dough out of the bowl, divided it into 2 halves using my scale and using my palm to flatten this a bit, and now I'll be using a rolling pin to get more precise and to get it really thin. So when using the rolling pin, I'll start from the center and just roll out from side to side. I generally like to make the pizzas a rectangular shape. I think it's significantly easier, it fits on the pan, and it's less stressful. The other thing I'll do is I'll pick up the whole dough, kind of let it stretch out a little bit, double check that it's evenly thin in all of the right areas, and then I'm good to go. So you can do whatever veggies you really want. That's the best thing about pizza, right? It's versatile. You can have different veggies for each person. You can change based off of what you have available. Tonight, we're just going to do some quick caramelized onion, and then some broccolini and spinach. I'm just going to saute that up with some olive oil. Oh, and garlic. Don't forget garlic. So I'm going to be using my homemade kale pesto on top of this. I've been absolutely obsessed with this pesto. I've literally made it every single weekend with the kale I've gotten at the farmer's market. Recipe is on my blog. I'll link it in my bio. So we just added our veggies onto the pizza. I'm now sprinkling some goat cheese. I'm going to do a combination of goat cheese, mozzarella, and a little bit of Parmesan. Matt and I have actually been debating whether or not this whole pizza is enough for both of us, or if we need a second. So if you have any opinions on that, you can comment.
We need 2.
All right, last part, so I just added some prosciutto on here, sprinkling the last little bit of fresh Parmesan on here, and seasoning it. It looks so good. I can't wait.
Yeah,
10 minutes later, and we'll be able to eat this.
I know, that's why we need 2.
So we just pulled the pizza out of the oven. I'm cutting it up. It smells absolutely amazing. I think we might need 2.
Yeah, we definitely need 2.